The anime starts with an exhausted girl fed up with the burden of work as Midori has been given overtime and hasn't slept. She wants to go straight to bed and rest. Her shivering legs and tiring looks reveal how she has suffered this month. At last, she has reached home and is a few steps away from the bed. Unfortunately, she falls to the ground because her legs refuse to support her weight. She has realized she is going to die, and it hurts her a lot because her life hasn't given her a chance to say goodbye to her parents. Just then, her soul has departed from her body, and tears are rolled from her eyes. At this moment, she is repenting to die like this because there is no one around her. This time is lucky for her because God has granted her wish. In exchange, she needs to do something for God. With a shocked face, Midori inquires what she needs to do. God smiles and reveals a world where humans are persecuting other people based on species. Her task is to figure out whether humans should be wiped out. Listening to this, she is scared enough to death and denies doing the task, but God is aware of her weakness and assures her that he will give her power by reincarnating her. This sounds good, and she expresses her passion for fluffy things. She even wants to tame her parents' cat, whom she loves most. So, her only desire is to remain with fluffy animals who can take her weariness away. Observing her interest in fluffy things, God has decided to bestow her power related to animals. Also, he has reincarnated her without her permission. After that, she opens her eyes in the grand house where her parents and siblings are. They are pleased to see a cute little girl, but little Midori is shunned because she is unable to move or speak. The only thing she can do is listen to them. Just then, her mother performs magic and gives her the name Nima. 3 years later, Nima, her nickname, tells about her family. Nima is raised in the ducal family of Osei as a third-born child, and Nima is happy with her gentlemanly brother Ralph and her cute older sister Kara. Both are wishing her a happy third birthday. Her brother Ralph has brought flowers and Kara shows fireworks as a celebration. Not only this, Nima has plenty of animals she needs to introduce to feel their fluffiness. She runs to the animals and is about to fall due to a hurdle. Before she falls and gets hurt, her pet dog Dee is always there to protect her. Also, her parents take a breath of relief by seeing their beloved daughter safe. On the other hand, Nima feels like she is in heaven because so many animals and birds surround her. But they are too many and difficult to handle. Soon, she realized she shouldn't tame too many animals. Still, she is happy in their company. After some time, Nima's mother is anxious because she is called to the royal palace. Her husband is not at home, and Ralph and Kara are in the academy, so no one can take care of Nima. She had no option except to take her to the royal palace. Before taking Nima, she warns her to be a good girl, as Nima is going outside for the first time. In her excitement, Nima responds positively, and they move to the royal palace. Going there, she looks at the people's faces, and there is no clue of persecution. Arriving here, her mother casts a protection spell on her and asks her not to go anywhere. As soon as her mother moves to do her duty, Nima looks at the birds and chases them. She runs away, forgetting her mother's warning not to go anywhere. Chasing the birds, she arrives at the garden. Here, attracted by Nima, squirrels and other animals start loving her, and her heart is pounding with happiness. Just then, furious but lovely eyes can be seen from the bushes. Feeling a strange presence, all the animals have vanished and Nima diverts her attention to this animal. This is not a common animal because he is a sky tiger. Despite being scared, she has fallen for the sky tiger, a beast she should keep a distance from. Meanwhile, another shocking thing happens. When the sky tiger licks her, it reveals that the sky tiger is obsessed with this little girl. Also, Nima gets closer to him and feels his fluffiness, which has taken her to another world. At the same time, the sky tiger sits, which is a sign that she can ride on him. It's strange because the beast allows a little girl to sit on him without any fear. She avails the opportunity and sits on his back. The sky tiger takes her to the master, who is a prince. The prince is surprised to see a little girl on his Lars because, except for him, he never gets attached to anyone. Also, he worries about this little girl who has easily trusted the beast and has no fear. The prince warns her, and Nima's attention diverts to him for a second. She is mesmerized by his beauty and held in his hand. Watching herself in the prince's arms, she gets annoyed. Nima continuously asks him to get her down, but the prince is enjoying her resistance. To enrage her, he puts her on his shoulder. As a result, Nima starts yelling and moving her hands and legs like crazy. The prince has gotten his plaything and wants to enjoy it more, but Lars takes her from his lord and puts her down. It's shocking for the prince because Lars has never been friendly with her. This time, the prince is impressed with this girl and inquires about her parents, who have left her alone. She tries to clear his misunderstanding so that she isn't lost, but the prince is not in the mood to listen to her and takes her to her father. Riding on the sky tiger's back, she is moving to the royal palace. Reaching the king's library, she runs to her father. Her father is astonished looking at his daughter here. Even he is worried about her, but the prince becomes a hero by saying he saved Nima, who was lost in the forest. Listening to this, she is annoyed because she never got lost. Her father hugs her and can imagine her loneliness in the forest. In reality, the situation is adverse because she can take care of herself, but no one can convince them. Also, her father thanks him for saving his daughter by calling him Prince. Listening to this, she is shocked because she considers him a brute, but he has turned into a prince. Never mind, she has decided to call him Brute Prince. Just then, the king himself introduces him to this cute girl, and she has also realized that if this brute young man is a prince, he is the king. So, she has decided to use all her charm to keep the king on her side. She gives her introduction charmingly and wins the heart of the king. Even the king has allowed her to come to the royal palace again. Listening to this, her heart is jumping with happiness. But still, there is a mother whose anger she has to tolerate. Her mother is resentful because she hasn't obeyed her order. To cheer her mood up, Nima mentions the king's approval to come here again. Hearing this, she calms down, and Nima expresses her happiness to meet Lars again. Her mother advises her to avoid meeting Lars in loneliness because he is a beast and can do anything with her. Also, she tells her about the Sky Tiger, who gets power from divine power. The energy they use is called elementalism. On the other hand, humans take power from their mana, so she should be careful when the Sky Tiger is around her. Without giving her mother a son of understanding, she runs to D, and her mother is worried about her because the animals are fond of her and even Lars loves her company. Later, she is taken to the magnificent academy where her elders study. As her father is a duke, she is given special treatment. Before she creates another trouble, her mother again warns her to stick with her and ask her to hold her hand. Her parents are asked to sit in a special seat to watch the competition. This ground is in front of them, created with the magic of teachers. She is impressed with the competition ground. The first round is between Ralph and his competitor. His personality makes Nima scared because he can beat his brother. With a confusing face, she is looking at the match. Both have soldiers and magic masters in their hands. Getting started in the competition, Ralph and his rival start a fight. Luckily, Ralph proves dominant because he has knocked down his rival. Watching this, she's pleased and jumps to her brother. She congratulates him for his success but soon starts shivering. To calm herself, she needs to go to the restroom. After peeing, she feels lightweight and moves to her brother. Her brother is not alone, he is with Tristan, who is bragging he will win. She interrupted their conversation by calling her brother, but Tristan makes fun of him by saying Ralph as an excuse to lose the battle. He can say that he must take care of his sister, so he loses the battle. Listening to this, she gets infuriated and insults him. Tristan is unable to tolerate this and raises his hand to beat her. Before he can, Ralph gets in front of her and doesn't give him a chance to do such an evil thing. Just then, the prince arrives, and both boys greet him. The prince reprehends Tristan for raising his hand to the child.